Welcome to Toronto Pearson Terminal 3, where today we're flying over to Amsterdam on KLM business class. Tonight's transatlantic flight departs Toronto in the evening, takes us out through eastern Canada, down through Ireland and the UK, and into Amsterdam with a total flight time of about 6 hours. The journey begins here at the Air France KLM lounge at Toronto Pearson's Terminal 3. The lounge was a pedestrian affair with a service buffet across a limited buffet spread and a small a la carte menu. We're finished at the lounge, now it's time to head over to the gate for this quick overnight flight to Europe. The KLM 787-9 Dreamliner consists of a single, spacious business class cabin with 1-2-1 reverse herringbone seating. I found myself in seat 8 kilo at the back of the cabin for this flight. All seats are fairly private and have direct aisle access. Commencing our seat tour, the console is home to most of the controllers and storage. We've got this entertainment screen that flips out rather violently. Underneath that, there's the footwell for placing your feet in lie flat mode with some storage below. And between the seat and the aisle, there's an armrest that can be pushed down. There's a power outlet at the front surface of the seat console and a coat hook at the top of the screen. It's a pretty good seat overall with lots of storage in here. The tray table pops out of its holder like so and folds over into a full-sized table that moves along these rails. And here's the amenity kit, which consists of a wooden toothbrush, eye shades, socks, toothpaste, pen, earplugs, and some skincare items. I browsed through the menus just before takeoff, selecting my food and wine pairings for the flight. Boarding's now complete and we're just about ready for takeoff. After a quick session at the de-icing station, we took off into a foggy Toronto evening. Now this is going to be a very quick flight across the Atlantic. It's less than 6 hours long, which means that the meal service is also going to be quick so that we can go to sleep shortly after. The meal service commenced with a quick beverage service, and then it took a while for the food cart to get here to row 8, which gave me some time to get some work done. You know, I've been really enjoying KLM business class so far, especially the mood lighting in here. It's quite unlike any other airline I've seen, and I'm really looking forward to the meal service. We began with the appetizer round, and I got to select 2 appetizers, the tuna tataki and the tomato soup. I gotta say, the seared albacore tuna tataki is really good. Didn't really expect it. It's really good. That was followed by the main course, a braised beef stew. Alright, time to dig into this beef stew over here. It's pretty saucy, pretty soft. Not exactly my favorite, but it does go well with this Argentine Malbec. And you know, I gotta say, not only is the food pretty good, but the presentation of the food here on KLM with the trays and the plateware and even the forks and knives, the cutlery, it's pretty spectacular. So I've gotten some sweets and some black tea to wrap up the meal, and check out how this black tea is being presented. How cute is that? And there's a whole selection of teas to choose from here too. This is the thing to mix the tea with. I gotta say, I'm really tempted to take this. The meal service wrapped up pretty quickly and it was time to freshen up. So we're in the bathroom now, and check this out. There's little Dutch houses on the walls. Talk about a nice local touch. And the toothpaste has these Dutch blue streaks in it. KLM doesn't offer turn-down service, so I put together my own lie-flat bed in the seat opposite me. I found it to be a mostly comfortable sleeping surface, but the footwell and the legroom was overly narrow for my stature of 180 centimeters. Alright, if you've been watching these videos, you know that I've had a bad habit of oversleeping on these transatlantic overnight flights. So today, I've set an alarm clock. I'm not going to oversleep. I'm going to wake up for breakfast, and I guess I'll see you in a couple hours' time. It's about an hour until landing, and breakfast is being served now. The breakfast was the typical fare that you'll find on European airlines, and the highlight was perhaps again the presentation of the dishes, as well as the much needed coffee to wake me up after getting barely 3 hours of sleep. And after that, it was time for the real highlight of flying KLM business class, the free gift at the end. So part of what makes the KLM experience so special is that they give out these Dutch houses at the end of every flight. There's a total of 110, 112 different style Dutch houses that are all based on actual houses in the Netherlands, and you get to pick one at the end of every business class flight. I've got house number 32 right here, and I guess I need to fly KLM 111 more times to complete the collection. Before long, it was time to make a pre-dawn landing into Amsterdam Schiphol International Airport, concluding this short transatlantic journey. I stepped off KLM's Dreamliner business class with some fairly positive impressions as I navigated my way through Amsterdam Airport en route to my next flight. Alright guys, while I'm waiting for my next flight, which you'll also see on this channel shortly, let's wrap it up with KLM business class and talk a little bit about my impressions from the flight. I thought KLM was an excellent way to fly across the Atlantic. I thought they did a really good job with the onboard food, and the seats were stylish and relatively comfortable as well. I really liked the extra little touches they have, like the Dutch Delft blue houses that they hand out at the end of every flight to business class passengers, and I just might take a few more flights on KLM one of these days to add to my collection. As promised though, how did I actually pay for this flight? Well, it was actually part of a cash fare business class deal that I had booked from Budapest to Toronto for $750 round trip on Air France and KLM. So this was the return journey of that fare. Outside of deals like these, which we do see quite often from Europe, you can also redeem flying blue miles for KLM business class, which is probably how I'm going to book it next time around. And now that you've seen the review from one of SkyTeam's better premium products, I think you might be interested in checking out the best SkyTeam premium product out there, and that's of course going to be Air France La Première, which I reviewed recently. Go ahead and check out the video on screen right now, and I'll see you in that video.